Part 2. You'll hear the winner of a competition for young inventors talking about her invention. For questions 9 to 16, complete the sentences. Listen very carefully as you'll hear the recording once only. You now have 45 seconds to look at Part 2.
Our guest today is Sonia Reid, winner of a competition for young inventors. Sonia, tell us about your invention.
Thank you. Well, the judges in the competition were looking for a new invention that would be both useful and commercially viable. Although I knew my invention was of use to people, I'd never thought about the commercial possibilities, so winning was a lovely surprise. Briefly, my invention is a medical thermometer for blind people. Basically, it differs from a normal thermometer in that it makes a noise, which I thought would be useful for people who are not able to see. For a temperature of 37 degrees, which is normal, it gives 1 beep, and then 2 beeps for 38 degrees and 3 for 39 degrees. People have been surprised that it only has 3 signals, but actually human temperature varies very little, and so that's really all that's necessary. The aspect that I'm less happy with is the noise itself. It would be better if the thermometer could speak, like some watches can. It could say something like, 40 degrees, see a doctor immediately. But to do that, it would have to be much bigger, and I wanted to keep it about the same size as an ordinary thermometer. It still has various advantages over the conventional thermometer, actually, even for sighted people. Firstly, in hospitals, nurses take people's temperatures but don't always tell them what it is. They just whip it away, which worries people. With one that makes a noise, everyone knows what the situation is, even in the absence of a doctor. And of course, it's good for all sorts of other reasons. It's unbreakable and there is nothing poisonous in it. The idea first came to me, actually, when I was feeling unwell. I dropped a glass thermometer which smashed, and the mercury inside, which is poisonous, of course, splashed all over the floor. I started to think that thermometers really had a lot of disadvantages. That's when I had the idea that maybe an electronic sensor could be used to record the temperature. That's where my colleague Colin came in. He advised me about the best kind of electronic circuit to use. Some people are worried that all this bleeping may disturb patients in hospitals, but we don't think so because it switches itself off after 5 seconds. If it didn't, people might leave it on and the battery would run down very quickly. As it is, the power will last for a very long time indeed, so you don't have to keep on buying a new battery for it. And as a result of Colin's design, you get what I call an immediate response. You don't have to sit there for ages with it in your mouth waiting for the mercury to react. Now, if there are any questions.
That's the end of Part 2.